but we have this technology that is.
Why did we invite him on?
It's supposed to make us feel closer. So I think
it's making me feel more far away.
Shut up, penis breath.
Penises didn't exist in the 1940s.
Is that Hitler?
That's Hitler.
I think they just went into the Walmart and nobody asked anything because the Walmart, they're used to people just shitting on the floor.
Not so fast.
Who's that?
Franklin Delano Roosevelt, you stupid idiot.
They look like they're having so much fun doing it.
Do you perhaps have some milk by any chance?
They are abusing that punch-in edit.
They're doing it a lot.
They're doing it a lot. We're literally doing it in our dumb YouTube videos.
We're back! Today we're doing another React video. We are joined by actor, artist, reactor, and
Professional reactor. He reacts
I'm a
daily.
professional reactor.
Cody Laper, he's a good friend of ours. He's been in dozens of short films that we've made.
You've seen his face.
We love this guy, and he is here to provide some of his acting expertise. He's a professionally trained actor, and he's really good at what he does, so we're hoping that his feedback and expertise will really be valuable to all the people whose short films we're going to be watching today.
Yeah, because normally when we need actor feedback, we just turn to Kevin, and Kevin's just like, I just say stuff.
We got some subscriber submitted short films. Today we're going to be going through some stuff that you guys have sent us. We've been slowly trying to make our way through the pile that we have because we do have a lot. If you have a short film that you want us to react to, you just need to send a email to unclemikkiproductions@gmail.com and give us a little snippet, a little information so we can talk about it, and we will eventually react to you. But these ones were submitted to us about 2 years ago.
Yeah, are we sure that the people that we're reacting to tonight are even alive still?
Yeah, this was pre-COVID, so they might not be.
This first short film is submitted to us by Mason Love. He's a longtime subscriber.
Oh,
to our
Mason.
channel. Mason.
Good last name.
His short film is titled Have a Nice Day. He said that he made it in his senior year of high school, so I'm assuming it's been a little bit of time since then, so I'm gonna feel not too bad if we tear it apart a little bit.
Mason?
Mason's the one that's named Mason.
So Lucas, I understand that you're seeking employment at this fine establishment, and we'll get you started training today.
Oh, sorry about that. Let me get that fixed for you.
Never mind, keep the change. I'm in a hurry.
Have a nice day.
It's a very blue shirt.
Striking.
So Lucas, I understand that you're seeking employment at this fine establishment.
He got his teacher to act for him.
It could just be a student. If it's community college, it could be just a.
This is high school.
This was shot in the school.
It was shot in the school, but the audio was actually recorded in the next building over.
Well, Lucas, it sounds like you're a young man that has your life all figured out.
What happened to his forehead?
Here's our contract and the uniform, and we'll get you started training today and have you work the entire weekend to get you.
You know what though? For a high school short, this whole scene is put together well.
Yeah, like it flows.
The composition's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, what's this here?
That's our smile contract. I'm glad you asked about that.
If the camera was a little
I
higher,
don't like this shot very
Yeah.
much. I don't like that it's cutting his forehead off.
yeah, if you're gonna put your subject center frame, the frame needs to be around them.
Keep a happy countenance about you regardless of what happens. It's really just a formality.
That goes without saying.
I don't like how much louder this music is than the dialogue.
That's
was.
classic, dude. That's a classic.
This is
move.
great.
Lucas, right? Yep. Pleasure meeting you.
Oh, I think that's our boy. I think that might be Mason.
Let's go over there and get you started to register for today.
And location, this is awesome.
This is sweet. He just filmed this in the Walmart.
Yeah, he just.
Look at those prices.
Actually, Walmart's a good idea. Walmart is open 24/7. You can just walk in and film.
Yeah. It's bright as shit.
It would be the least weird thing that happened.
I would assume that they actually work.
Right, so here you have many options for groceries. Most items here do have a barcode.
This is awesome. The shots are in focus. My bar is so low.
This was made in high school?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Good luck.
That was well done.
These performances aren't awful.
They're not awful.
That was a real life moment.
That was a good focus pull. I am impressed as right now.
Hi, how are you, ma'am?
Fine, and yourself.
Pretty well.
How are they able to get away with filming this? That's so crazy.
I think one of them probably just worked here.
I think they just went into the Walmart and nobody asked anything because the Walmart, they're used to people just shitting on the floor.
Shoot! I'm so sorry. I'll get this fixed. Let me just get a manager over here.
You know what? Never mind. Keep the change. Time and effort.
Have a nice day.
Oh, there's the title.
This is a great premise.
Yeah.
This is what we're always talking about. It is just about an awkward dude whose first job is working as a cashier.
Well, so far.
There's no drugs yet.
Wait until he gets robbed.
He hasn't tried to rob.
Robbed
bank
with a
yet.
gun.
But like for the premise, it's simple.
Yeah, so far,
These-
I'm into the premise.
Audio sucks.
Yeah, audio does suck. Audio, despite being the first thing you should learn, is the last thing they always learn.
Now, is that any way to treat a guy? Come in and sit down.
He just looks like a 19-year-old that looks exactly like Paul Dano.
I was gonna say he's a discount Paul Dano.
You heard the man. Sounds like we're done here. The name's Brennan, by the way.
Lucas.
Lucas, huh? I'll have to remember that name.
It's losing me a little bit here.
Pacing is, I'm feeling some pacing
We've
issues.
kind of hit the brakes. Where I'm kind of at this point, I'm like, what is the point?
Yeah, it's like, how long is this? I'm now wondering, how long is this?
The shot composition feels thought out.
Hey, what you need?
Can I have you make a delivery to this address?
I do appreciate that if the director is going to act, he didn't make himself the main character. Like, he is just a side character, and he's able to still direct the rest of it.
Yep.
It's a very nice car for a teenager.
Do you think his mom drove that for that shot?
Fucking got him, dude.
Got him.
Oh, these kids made
Sniped him.
short films that were better than the ones that we made when we were 20, but, you know.
Just about, yes.
This is way better than I Don't Hate My Life or Nemesis. It's less embarrassing for sure.
I am less embarrassed, yes.
He's gonna find something fucking scary. Because there's such a weird like build up.
Where does this break?
I will say, one recommendation that's like a clean recommendation is some music would help with pacing and punctuate certain moments.
I kind of like how I feel like I'm walking in the dark, though.
That was my mother you saw back there. When I was young, she was diagnosed with a form of myopathy.
Don't you have any family that could help? Your father?
Like hell he would. That guy left me and my mother before I could even count.
First line delivery that's made me laugh.
Wait. Can I have your phone number?
The music drop.
I want that.
I take back what I said about him. I take it back.
Now, while you were there, did you notice anything unusual?
No, sir.
Nothing at all worth mentioning?
Nope.
It's like,
Volume 1!
oh, snap.
Oh shit.
This story gets bigger. Wow, okay, so I feel like there's a lot to talk about with this one because on a technical level, I feel like this short film accomplished what a lot of student filmmakers fail accomplishing, at least on a visual
I've
level.
seen so many fail way worse than this.
Yes.
As far as like shot composition, having things in focus.
It was well directed, like generally.
Well directed for a high score, yes.
Well, and even the performances, like we can pick them apart and say that like those kids sucked or whatever because there were a couple weak performances, but like when you take into account that they're in high school, like this was super well put together.
They all went up there and they communicated what was on the script very well. I thought it was great. I felt like there was a lot of authenticity in what it is to be that kind of, just to be a human.
Yeah.
In the most innocent kind of way.
Except for the guy that should have been better. There's the guy that looked like Paul Dano that has...
He's got a good look.
He's got a good look. I like his look.
Paul Dano look.
Because he looks like Paul Dano.
Yep.
Love that guy's look.
This is probably all their kind of prototype into who they are now in Volume 2. If I'm gonna have any critiques, they would really come in Volume 2.
You know, it really did what I think that I'm always preaching on this program that students should be doing is focusing on the basics. Like most of the scenes in this short film were really focused on just dialogue between characters where, you know, nothing's being blown out of proportion, nothing is larger than the scope of what these 18-year-olds are familiar with.
Yeah, the fact that this didn't turn
fine.
into just like a crime drama
I was waiting for that.
is refreshing. It is just about people that work. It's about kids that work at Walmart.
It would just, yeah, the only like, I guess, technical thing would be just that beat at the end is to really build it up to where it's, you know, if he's in that much despair, it's, you know, the Stella kind of moment. He just fell to the floor, and we were, you know, maybe we weren't paying the
Well,
most.
it's because, again, like, I feel like that guy just genuinely, at this point, he's not a strong actor. Like, he probably has grown to be better if he actually likes doing it. Maybe he's just his friend and he's like, can you please play this part?
Yeah, he recently changed his name to Paul
And to be fair, he
Dano.
had a lot of lines.
He did
had a lot of lines.
No, that's what I'm
He had a
saying.
lot of
Like,
lines.
it's
And he felt like he knew him, but it
His-
felt like he was teleprompter mode in his own mind.
His role
Yeah, for
is
sure.
a heavy one, so it's not something where I'm like, oh, you suck at acting. I'm more just like, that is just a hard role.
But,
you didn't.
but at
you
this
didn't
point,
pass.
I found myself asking about halfway through the short, like, what is the point of this? Like, where is this going? And so if I were to criticize the script or like the storytelling on display, is that it kind of meanders a little bit too much for me in the middle.
Yeah.
We're criticizing a high school short film, and the fact that I'm saying that it meanders too much is like,
It's like
we're on a different.
one of the nicest notes.
Yeah,
you
we're
could
on a
possibly
never
do.
get to
we're on
that
a different
note.
universe.
You never get to that.
Yeah, you never get to that
really-
note with most high school stuff. You're
So the
just like,
fact that
nothing was in focus.
Yeah, you know, I liked the beginning, like when it opened up, I liked that first scene where he's talking to the manager, and then I liked the scenes where he's like getting used to the job. But after that, it kind of just felt like, okay, what happens next?
It meandered for a bit, and then it just.
And then
kinda
the
went a
answer is
direction.
we're going in a completely different direction that wasn't set up in the first half. So I think if you're going to do a short film like this that is kind of like more nuanced, more subtle, you kind of have to have it feel a little bit more cohesive so that by the end of it, it doesn't feel like the beginning was kind of just pointless. Like we could have just started the short film, he already worked there, and it wouldn't really change much. You know, like the fact that he's new doesn't really change.
He already worked there. A guy's showing him what to do, and that's the guy.
Yeah.
And then he goes home, and then he follows the guy, and then this all happens.
Yeah, or even just him getting hired and starting. That.
it's a really well captured small moment of life.
I agree.
And yeah.
Mason, that was a good short film. Any
Yeah.
final thoughts? Any last things?
Mason Love.
You get a passing grade for sure.
Do you want to make a short film and have it be reviewed by real industry losers?
Do you have a camera and friends that can act for you? We're doing a 48-hour short competition, and it is January 17th to the 19th. That's Friday night to Sunday night.
Start off Friday night, and then you have Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday to complete a short film from writing to filming to editing and then turning it in. We're going to be competing ourselves.
We make a short, we upload it that night, and we're going to react to it on our own channel. You're going to get your own video.
And then we're going to be doing a video at the end of it where we're going to be reacting to all the short films. So if you want to be like making us watch something weird, this is your best chance because we're going to be watching all the short films that are submitted through this competition.
Save the weekend. If you don't want to join us, go eat ass.
Check it out, link right there, click it. It'll stay in the corner, you don't have to pay. It's gonna be a lot of fun, so we hope to see you guys there. If you competed last time, then bring your A game this time because we beat your ass.
That's true, we did destroy everyone. If you want to defeat us.
All right. This next short film is called Trepidation, and I have no other information. He did not provide anything else, so this is a raw.
Turn down the lights.
Well, we shall see.
Al does not want to turn down the lights.
Set the mood.
Ooh, black and white. You know what that means?
If you're a true reactor,
So
dude, you
artistic.
can react in any mood.
It's a text message short film. Some music would be nice because I don't really know what I'm supposed to feel right
You're
now.
supposed to. Did you not see the shot of the fish tank, dude? Obviously, you're supposed to feel fishy.
They should release it like this.
Vertically. You know,
minute
they
and a half
could do
story,
a short film text message and then incorporate, like, you know how you can send like video and audio messages? Like, you could almost do a found footage horror movie like that, where it's just like a text conversation.
That would suck balls.
Oh, Alex House.
Oh shit! That is creepy. I don't like that.
This was shot at Alex's house.
Well, That was a spook. Or
Very spooky. Black and white is spooky.
I don't like that I had to read the first half of this short film.
Alec doesn't read a thing.
Were those not credits?
Won't read it.
It's also very creepy that that camera's just losing its shit right now.
It's true. It's the short film is haunted, dude. It's affecting our cameras, dude. Not doing a good job of conveying what's happening.
No.
It's cool pictures though.
Is it?
The visuals are not like super polished, but there's an emotion to them.
Black dildo.
You could do this concept really interesting if the entire thing takes place from a phone. Searching did it from a laptop, and that movie's sweet.
Well, now that Searching's done it though, should they do it again?
I mean, you would say no to this, but that's like saying now that the Blair Witch has done the found footage thing, should anybody do it again?
You're right.
I love that.
I would say no to that, and I wish I got my way.
I love that shot of the door handle like being clearly used a million times, but it feels like everything is locked in space. Like the other door doesn't feel like it could be opened at all.
It's a good shot.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you never see it move, but it's clearly been moved a bunch.
I feel upset.
Oh.
I feel like
Movement.
disturbed.
Something's happening finally.
Okay.
Is that it?
I think so.
That was it.
You know what I will give them credit for? We are always complaining
The apocalypse
about
now.
short film horror films that just end with a bagul jumping out. Like, and then
This
that's
one's
the-
more ambiguous, yes.
This is
I was
more-
waiting for it to just be nothing happens in
I can see what they're going for. They're trying for it to just be suspenseful,
Like
without
mood-
the
mood piece.
the boo at the end. It's just trying to be.
Well, yeah, because the texts are like the coast is clear.
We're
and then
setting
we
up
have
tension.
shots of nothing until a door opens.
What isn't working about it? Because I don't think it's working.
I think I actually disagree. I think for it just being a piece of art in a way that was an emotion trying to leave. The one at the end, the crystal doorknob, just felt so much to me like most potential you can have, and to leave the house, to have support from whoever the texting is, will help. And it just seems like he has to make the choice on his own, and it seems spooky as hell. Hey,
I don't think that's what was happening at all.
it doesn't have to be, but I'm analyzing. I'm almost analyzing the person who made it.
Death of the artist.
the
Yeah,
artist.
Cody's allowed to have his takeaway.
I'm not.
What I would say.
It's like a dream. It's like this is like a dream that this person had, and we're finding it projected on this.
It's like a nightmare you would have as a 12-year-old.
Yeah, they're definitely going for almost a surreal kind of nightmare feeling. My hang up with it is execution based. Like there's something in the pacing, the fact that it starts off on text messages.
That has so much of it too.
And it
Like,
somehow
that takes up
has
such-
some weird slow pacing.
Yeah, I'm not feeling what I think it wants me to feel for most of it. There are parts where I'm like, this is creepy. The shots where it's on the eyes, I thought those shots were really effective. I thought that a lot of the imagery was spooky, but I kind of, with a horror short film, you really have to lay out a couple things really quickly. Who the character is, what the stakes are, like what the danger that they are in is, and then
what's happening,
and what's happening. And I felt like I did not get the answers to those questions fast enough.
Like, I need to establish that he thinks someone's in the house within the first like 30 seconds to a minute.
And I think doing that visually and with audio is better than just saying it through a text message. If you watch,
for sure. Well, they just had that whole segment that just had the creepy noises.
if you look at the short films by David Sandberg, he's really good at a lot of this stuff where you are trying to very quickly establish, okay, who's the character that's in danger? What is like the thing that they think is dangerous? Because obviously it's a horror short film. You don't want to get like show your entire hand immediately. There has to be some mystery. And he's really good at kind of establishing a character, having them experience something that's a little out of the ordinary, but it's kind of believable at first. You know, you can kind of make up some mental, like maybe I just heard something. And the text message idea isn't a terrible idea to have some dialogue, but I think that you needed some like character reactions and then like tangible things happening and the character reacting to those things in the beginning.
Yeah, the thing that I have most issue with, and this isn't just this short, this reminds me of a lot of other shorts I've seen that are similar, where if you really are looking at this and like you're like, oh, they're setting this creepy tone, they're not explaining too much, it's supposed to be creepy for this and that reason. You have certain shots that are creepy, and then certain shots that are literally nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't ever go for that kind of filmmaking ever. I'm never like, well, because the other shot was creepy, that one's also now creepy for no reason. Like, there was so many shots in there, I'm just like, why is that even in there? It's a lot of wasted space for me, where I'm just like, you're putting just, this is a shot of a counter, or this is a shot of that rack of stuff, and I'm like, that doesn't tell me anything.
I disagree a little bit.
Please, no, lay into it.
I think as an audience member, it feels cool to feel like, you know, it almost felt like a soliloquy in a lot of ways, like it was a transmission to aliens. It makes you wonder about the human, his experience, their experience, whatever they're going through, and it showed just the shot of the closet. That was the most triggering in a spooky way to me.
I agree. I like the shot in the closet.
Just to see the pampered chef, to see all the stuff that was used to occupy the obvious people who are already trapping this other person and limiting their expression and what they get to do. And the eyes is, to me, like this terrifying, terrifying reality of opening the door to a new reality.
Like it's not literal, like one-to-one.
So,
it's having him feel something that is not super obvious. Like
it makes me feel of a fragment of my own life.
I don't know if person who made this. I don't. Jason. I don't know if you probably made this before the movie Skinamarink came out. That's really cool if you did. Like seriously, because there wasn't.
I think they definitely did. I think we got this email before Skinamarink came out.
There wasn't a ton of stuff really like that, and Skinamarink's really unique in that way. It does a very similar style where it doesn't focus on plot, character like first. It's mostly aesthetic. So there's shots of things, and things are kind of happening. Now, I think if you're going to do something like that, I do agree with what Cody said. There are a lot of things in it that I'm like, well, that just makes me feel uncomfortable looking at it. Like that just
visually, I think it works.
Like
really
it does
well.
feel like what I said, like a 12-year-old's nightmare. But I think in order to do it super effectively, stakes need to be set up in a proper pacing.
Yeah.
And I do think that certain like shots that don't contribute to the tone that you're doing should be cut.
My hang up with what Cody's saying is that it's not just a vibe piece. They are telling a story. They have a narrative.
Yeah.
If you didn't have those texts, I would say yes, it is just a straight up
exactly.
vibe.
It felt like it felt like a giant struggle.
I would agree.
And so
it felt like a giant
to me,
struggle.
those text messages are kind of what are hurting it a lot for me, because if it was just the visuals, I think it'd be a lot more effective.
I don't.
Because they're trying to have your cake and eat it too.
I don't. I think it's like two sides to the same coin. We're remote in the middle of nowhere, struggling to leave because that's just not what you do. But we have this technology that is
Why did we
supposed to
invite
feel
him on here?
supposed to make us feel closer.
He does have a different perspective.
It's supposed to make us feel closer. So I think
It's making me feel more far away.
exactly.
And if anything's proving Cody's point, we are talking about this short way longer than the short is itself.
Sure.
No,
Sure.
no,
Yeah,
and
It does provide thought.
And that's what I'm
It
gonna.
makes you think about what you saw.
If it encourages a conversation, like that, it can make us lose sense of time. I do think it's kind
I
of.
will say last thing I have to say about this. I am so appreciative that there was no Bagul at the end. Like there was no jump
That
scare.
I love that it wasn't just.
I loved how
at the
subtle it
end.
was.
I was waiting for that ending to be, and then a monster gets in.
Yeah, and then
Because that's every short. That's every horror short.
It ends on a creepy shot of the door handle being down, and then it pushes open a little bit. That's great.
And in a lot of ways, it's like what you wanted. You wanted that door to fucking open, not it look like it's been tried to. It just won't, because that's what it seemed like. It just seemed like the door handles went open.
So I think credit
weird.
where credit's due. I think it did some things great.
Oh, this is who's this guy?
This is Just Your Average Joe.
He's an old.
I
fan.
love Joe. I actually just watched one of his movies recently that I thought was really good. So I have nothing but positive feelings towards Joe.
He's an old time fan.
He's
been a fan since the
he's
beginning.
been a subscriber for a while. His most recent short film that he made was a Lego stop motion animated feature film version of Hamlet that I thought was fantastic.
Okay. Fucking
So
yeah.
this short film is called Love and War. I don't know what the premise is. He just said that he made it a couple years back, and it's embarrassing.
I'm an artist. I can't quit my profession. Would you tell me I need to quit directing? I haven't been offered a movie since
since sound was introduced.
My proposal is one in which you can help out the war effort and make the successful transition into talkies.
That's Hitler!
Have you ever heard of the Bear Jew Killer?
Oh, I've seen this.
You've seen this short?
Yeah, I've seen it.
The whole thing?
Yes.
Black frame.
How?
Forever ago, when he was an old-time subscriber, I watched some of it. I just watched it, yeah.
Elvira.
What is it, Marlboro?
I love these punch-in edits.
Whoa!
Elvira, why do you always do this?
There are so many black frames.
Marlon.
I'm an artist. I can't quit my profession. Would you tell Manny to quit directing?
Marlon, at least for the time being.
I like that he's like,
The performance is very out there.
yes.
Maybe there is some acting talent in you. Want a cookie? Not now, pumpkin. You can eat when the Masons arrive.
Every shot has a black frame in between it, actually.
I'm starting to think it's on purpose.
They're blinks, dude.
Can't even give me a kiss, then how do you expect us to have a baby?
We're not having a baby. We're too poor.
You're too poor, but you live in this nice, in your parents' house?
Is this a bad time?
No. I'm Elvira. Me and my husband were just... I'm Elvira.
I love these black frames. It's like the movie.
It's starting to become charming.
The movie wants you to blink.
And you look quite lovely.
Adam!
Oh, good lord. And this is my lovely wife.
Oh, good lord.
Brianna.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, both.
Are these black frames intentional? Is this supposed to be, like, giving me a shit attack?
Well, you two can go to the living room with my husband while I finish dinner.
Friends? Or, wait, not friends. Full House? Oh my god.
Rats, as everyone knows, they're disgusting, right? They carry millions of bacteria.
Is this music literally being recorded on set?
They have a speaker going?
I think they do.
Also, this is from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Marlon,
The music.
this really disgusts me. Doesn't it make you sick? But you know what squirrels are? They're just rats with bushy tails. They're Jews, you know.
What is happening?
This is taking place during World War II, dude.
What?
Yeah, did you not pay attention to that?
That's right.
He said they're talking about the war right now, and he's the only one that decided to show up on set with something that could look like from the era.
Everyone else is wearing a Nike t-shirt.
Let's just say your paycheck will have many zeros on it.
How do you expect us to have a baby?
Can we just flashback?
The man I am referring to, that is the man I'm arc for, is very powerful, and he has been a fan of your movements for many years.
Music's really is dominating.
Well, they're playing it on set, yeah.
I literally think they are playing it on set, like it's somewhere behind the camera.
Or it sounds like he recorded it with his phone while he's playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, I think they filmed a separate clip of the speaker.
Yeah, that's what I think. I agree.
And they edited the audio from that camera audio into it.
Well, first we're going to have to talk to the Führer. I mean, the director. Just to get all the logistics worked out.
They are abusing that punch-in edit where they just zoom in.
They're doing it a lot.
They're doing it a lot.
We're probably doing it a lot in this video as well.
We're literally doing it in our dumb YouTube videos.
Dinner's ready! We've been saving this baby for months.
Let's drink some olive oil.
Do you perhaps have some milk by any chance?
If you want some.
Yes, sir. We have plenty.
What is happening?
Do you keep your milk on the floor?
That 1940s film Plastic Glass.
It's a promotional cup from
when he
Glass.
saw the premiere of the film Glass. Yeah.
From 2019.
No, it is literally from the 2019.
I literally couldn't see that.
I was promised roast beef. I promised no such thing. I am a vegetarian.
Vegetarians didn't exist in the 1940s.
Darling, don't worry. They have plenty of milk.
Shut up, penis breath.
Penises didn't exist in the 1940s.
Haha, catfight.
See, they just decide, well, this is gonna end up being garbage anyway, so might as well just be goofy.
Are they just playing this song from a speaker?
Yes, it's on set, dude.
Where am I?
Hitler!
Is that Hitler?
That's Hitler! You and your wife just seem like such nice people, you know? Like, wait, what was her name again?
He does not remember his wife's name.
Because he's gay with Hitler.
At my high school, I always got confused by somebody who called Ethan.
Actor who plays Hitler is probably the coolest guy in the world in real life.
Takes some big nuts to just step up to the plate to play the role.
He's just like,
to say
yeah, I'll
that.
play Hitler, sure.
Please stop! I'm here to help! I'm your guardian angel!
He works for the United States.
Yeah, he has a sweater that says in the United States.
I'm an angel. I'm an angel.
Trust me, I know how to kill Nazis. I've been married to 2!
Did he just have been married to 2?
I've been married to 2 and he has 3 fingers.
Literally, I can fly a plane. I can get you there if you steal one for me. We're going to Germany!
What the
It's my Elvira.
It's ridiculous. There's no emotion. You may never see her again.
I will appreciate how it's kind of surrealist in its premise, and like these scenes know it's completely off the rails.
It is asking so much of the audience.
There are heroes on both sides.
And they said war. That is how Revenge of the Sith starts.
I'm gonna find Mr. Lawrence for you, and I'm gonna kill him.
That is a funny.
They look like they're having so much fun doing it.
That's a funny repeated joke. Is the Hitler butt smack?
What? Yeah, I was gonna tell you about that. Gay marriage actually isn't gonna be legal in America till 2015.
Is he a time traveler now?
Yeah, I know.
Lied.
It's meta humor, dude.
Too.
Not have done that.
It just gets
Versus
more and more
gay
ridiculous
Nazi.
as it goes.
This is pretty great. Whoa! It's a lightsaber. All right, this went somehow got cooler.
This is true. This is in the Star Wars universe now.
Do you really think it'd be that easy?
Not so fast.
Who's that?
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt, you stupid idiot.
They'll never get away with this. The Fuhrer will always save me.
I will say the Nazi kid is actually a good actor. As an expert in the German accent, his German accent's not bad at all.
All right. Tell us the location of the secret Nazi camp, and tell us what guns they're packing, and maybe we'll spare your life. Just put your little schnitzel-licking finger where it is. There it is.
That's the line from Inglourious Basterds.
Well then. I will never betray my Führer.
Well then, have you ever heard of the Bear Jew Killer?
What?
Just Inglourious
That
Basterds.
is just in Inglourious
stealing
Basterds.
the scene.
He beats Nazis to death with a club.
Bashes in brains with a baseball bat.
Oh, they're literally just stealing Inglourious Basterds.
You'll never betray my sexy-looking Führer.
You think Hitler's sexy? You're
You're
weird.
such a weirdo.
You think Hitler's sexy? You're weird. This is exhausting to watch. I'm like genuinely tired watching this movie. I did not realize it was going to be 4 hours long.
There is some time distillation happening during this. I feel like I have been 4 hours have been added to my life. So thanks.
Unfortunately, you spent those 4 hours watching this movie.
We're doing the whole thing.
That I love you, always.
Don't worry, Marlon.
They executed that guy who just wanted to live in a gay-free country.
He just wanted to be gay and free.
That's all he wanted.
That's all he wanted.
Well, of course Hitler's still alive.
I do think it's funny to have Hitler being played by just a guy. Like it's kind of comedic.
They didn't even give him the mustache.
No.
That's like all you need. You could put a mustache, a Hitler mustache on a woman.
I mean,
and you'd be like, that's Hitler.
What do we have to say about that?
I don't have
short?
any notes.
I
honest to God, don't have any notes.
I
What
do.
could you say?
Yeah,
then what
I have
could you
lots to
say?
say. I have lots to say. Okay, so clearly this was made for fun. Like this seems like something that some high schoolers
goddamn better have been.
If I were to be critical, I've seen some other material made by Joe, and I can actually see, as someone that's watched stuff that this filmmaker has made like since this, I can see a little bit of a through line. Joe kind of has a little bit of a surrealistic kind of like, I don't want to say meta, but almost meta sense of humor, where some of the jokes come from the fact that the situation is so ridiculous that that's what's funny. I think he's gotten better since then. If you watch some of his more recent stuff, you can kind of see an evolution of this. I'd actually recommend going and watching his most recent film. What I don't think is working about this is that it's so ridiculous
that it's confusing.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
And there's
like
also
it's beyond being funny. It's just like you don't even know.
There's no
what.
punchline to it. You know,
It's like, this is
you
just
watch
absurd.
you watch a movie like Desperate Living. I feel like that's an apt comparison. Is like a John Waters film, where it's like really ridiculous, really out there, really theatrical, and like everything is not taken
Everything's out of
seriously.
10.
Yes, everything's out of 10. But in Desperate Living, you have kind of some really solid and understandable character jokes that kind of ground it. At the end of the short film, I was asking myself, what was the joke behind it? Besides, isn't it kind of funny that these high schoolers were pretending to be Nazis or whatever, you know?
Yeah, it gets so ridiculous that you're almost having trouble keeping up with it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it comes down to just the edit is terrible.
The edit's pretty terrible.
But I don't know if that's just because that's how like they shot it and that's how you had to edit it.
Well,
or
and also everyone's smiling. Like, especially
Yeah.
the kid that's playing the angel or the bear Jew.
The bear Jew, yeah.
He's just like smiling the entire time, and it.
You can tell they're starting to learn how to put the things that they know to the paper. And what they know is, you know, some of the references that were clear throughout the whole thing, but one thing that's clear from it is that there's a lot of potential, you know, is like they're learning how to, I see an ongoing developing relationship with the camera.
I think they have a grasp on what's funny. They just can't articulate that at all.
I completely agree with that. I think they know, like I think in their heads they truly get the joke. I don't get it because they didn't do it well.
It felt like wrestling. It felt like they were wrestling and they're learning, like when you first learn to wrestle, you're like, oh, it hurts to get poked in the eye, so we shouldn't be, you know, they're just learning. They're throwing out something there to, you know, get feedback from the world, and here they're getting some.
It also felt very much like a play. Like it felt like
Everyone
something.
just explained what they were thinking.
Yeah,
There's nothing is visually told to you. It is just all explained.
Yes. There's elements here that I think really could have worked if they were just like you. It
has recurring jokes.
If I were to pull an example, I'd look at a series like Danger 5, where it's a period piece, but it's really emulating a specific style. It is meant to look like a 1960s spy TV show.
Yeah.
It has a very campy aesthetic, and I think that, you know, the high schoolers made this. It's obvious. High schoolers trying to make anything is obviously not going to look as good as something like Danger 5 that had a professional studio behind it. But, you know, if I were to try to give advice, it would be to really analyze what the joke is and ask yourself, how am I like executing this? I was watching this, I found myself asking way more often than I should, like, what is even the point of this scene? And then it kind of comes to you, and then you're like, oh, okay, I guess that's funny. You
All the
know?
scenes are
Like-
too long.
Like Hitler smacks his ass. That's funny. That is funny. Like, I do think that's funny, but it sucks that it's marred down by all this other stuff that's not funny.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, overall, it like as far as something made by high schoolers, like that's the theme of a lot of this React series. Is I feel like it's really solid.
They're afraid to show us their actual work, dude. That's what it
Well,
is.
because we're going to eat them alive.
Please make more stuff, Joe. I've been impressed by everything you've made so far, and I'm really happy that you submitted this. So thank you so much.
Despite that being terrible and embarrassing to watch and exhausting, I want you to make more.
Yeah. And the the music. Do we want to talk about the music implementation, because that was awful?
How about the scene implementation where he just stole the scene from Inglourious Bastards and then just made it again?
Yeah, that was terrible.
If you cut that would at least just be
Yeah,
like.
I actually didn't realize how much it was inspired by it.
It's not inspired.
It is ripped off.
It was.
Yeah.
Like, it is the scene from Inglourious Bastards. Like,
yeah, I would say that overall there are some things that you did well, but in general, I think that it suffers from the same thing that a lot of high school short films suffer from, which is that you're aping off of things that you like and not really doing anything original. Like, it feels like something kind of stupid that you did with your friends, which is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no criticism. Like, do stupid stuff with your friends. That's how you learn how to do good stuff. But it does feel a little aimless.
It is as terrible as you said it would be.
Yeah.
Because he did say, he said, this is our first terrible short film. It's embarrassing. You can check it out.
All right, well, that's the end of this video. This was our second react to subscriber short films. If you watching have a short film that you want us to react to, send it over to unclemickeyproductions@gmail.com. We had a lot of fun looking at everybody's short films this week. I know that, like,
I was having fun until that last one.
I was having fun until the first one. Cody, how do you feel about these? Do you have any acting words of for all the young actors?
Speak for all actors, please.
Yes, please, because these are some young actors,
including
obviously.
actresses, dude.
Keep working at it. Just, don't try to find a way to make it as honest and as what feels like you're teeing up your scene partner more than you're teeing up yourself. I think you'll find more success around yourself if you try to figure out how you can elevate them. What the last video showed us a lot was a lot of experimentation in elevating your individuals and exploring, expression. That's what I saw in the last one.
I love watching high school short films because even if you suck in high school, that means nothing to me. Like,
No.
everyone sucks in high school.
Yeah, you could be Martin Scorsese right now.
Yeah, like I think that criticizing stuff that you made when you were younger than 20 is like criticizing farts. Like it's so pointless, and not pointless, but it's like.
Of course.
You have so much room to grow. You're such a child at that point, and like even between the difference of like a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old, you're gonna look back and be like, "Oh, I was so dumb."
You're not gonna do everything right in the first
I
try.
think what I liked about the ones that we liked was they felt like they all captured that innocent moment with the emotion without it being too much about the person.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We had a lot of fun reacting to all these short films. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you're subscribing. It really helps us out. We're a small channel, and literally doing all the stupid YouTube stuff of liking, commenting, subscribing really does a lot for us. So anything that you're willing to do, we really appreciate it. I read all the comments and I respond to most of them. So if you leave a little comment, guess what? I'll respond to it. So, see you guys in the next one.
Happy Halloween 2025.